Welcome to In My Opinion 4 Assault Android Cactus. Cactus, an android officer, is sent to check on the civilian freighter that's gone silent after his last transmission. She comes to find out the 4 section lords have gone nuts for some reason and is attacking everyone. So Cactus teams up with other androids to take this madness down and find out what the heck is happening. Besides this simple setup, there's not much else in story content, which is kind of a bummer since the short intro and ending cutscenes show us these little androids have some personality, and it could have led to some fun moments, though it won't knock the game for it since story is not its focus. Assault Android Cactus is a twin stick shooter. You move with your left stick and you aim with the right. It's pretty straightforward. While you start off with just 4 characters to use, you start to gain more as you clear the bosses, leaving you with 9 characters in total to experiment with, each with their own primary and secondary gun. The secondary gun can only be used a few times before needing a cooldown, and switching to it lets you dodge, which does come in handy. The main goal is to survive each section until the last enemy is dealt with. As you dismantle each robot, they release little white balls which help power up your primary gun to dish out more damage. When it comes to the game overs, you must focus on that big old green battery on top of the screen. When it's empty, it's all over and you must try again. As you tear down more and more robots, the battery pickup shows up, so it's best to keep your eye out for it. However, you do still have another health meter that, when depleted, gets you downed. This makes you lose your upgraded weapon and also affects your overall rank for said level. There's also other little pickups that can help you, such as wings to make you maneuver faster, and 2 friendly robots who help you shoot down the enemy. Man, the core gameplay is just fun as all hell. It lures you into a safe sense of security like, oh, this ain't gonna be so tough. Then bam! Slaps you right in the face with a billion bullets and enemies. It becomes an intense gun battle with you constantly looking at every inch of the screen, hoping you don't get downed. They keep adding new threats as the stages go by, and the stages themselves change up in dramatic ways, keeping tension high. The characters also keep the game lively as each play differently from one another, making you want to try them all to see who fits your style. I'm personally very fond of Coral and Holly. The bosses are also a fun treat, being these big threats and really testing your skills. Also, making all that you need to survive is the battery and you can get downed multiple times was a smart move, as you don't feel stuck in the stage if you just want to get through the campaign. If you want to go back and try for a better rank, you can, and the game even keeps track of each rank with each character you completed the stage with. The game does contain co-op up to 4 players, but sadly it's just couch co-op, which sucks as the game just screams for online play with buds. Besides the campaign, there are 3 other modes you can mess around with. Infinity Drive, which is basically like a survivor mode in which you try to last as long as you can against regular enemies and bosses. However, even with the name Infinity, it does have an end, 49 floors to be exact. Then there's Daily Drive, which lets you try out a randomly generated 10 level survivor wave. These refresh daily, so once you play one, you must wait for the next day to try again. There's one for each amount of players you can have. Finally, there's a boss rush mode, which is self-explanatory. There's also some info you can read in the codex menu if you're interested in learning a little bit more about our cast of characters. This was a nice touch, as I'm not going to lie, after seeing the little cutscene, my interest was piqued about these androids, and giving me some outlet information was pretty neat. You can also buy files with the money you get from playing to learn about the background of this game's world as well. The other stuff you can buy with your hard-earned money is some artwork and some gameplay and visual modifiers. There's stuff like normal head mode, getting rid of the HUD, getting stronger weapons, and even a first person mode. Now some of these modifiers will disable the rank option, so no cheating to get that S+. The game looks great. Each part of the ship has a specific look for its set of stages, and the fact that the game mixes up how they play helps as well. You never get bored of what you're seeing. Also, everything's just so vibrant and colorful, it's just nice to look at. Our android heroes look pretty good as well, each with their own specific design making them stand out. I'm sure what's going to draw you in first is their looks and not what's their loadout. Though the most important thing of all is, does the game run well? And the answer is a big yes with 2 thumbs up. The gameplay never chugs, which is surprising with all the stuff thrown at you. For these types of games, this is a must, and I'm happy it turned out perfectly. There is some voice work, but it's very little, mainly the intro, ending, and little lines they throw out during gameplay. From what we got, I'll have to say it's pretty good voice work on the cast's part.
You want to lobotomize a spaceship?
What's also cool is depending on who you pick, the dialogue exchange between the bosses and the character will be different. This adds a bit more personality not only for our heroes but villains too. Yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet, I had a wonderful time with the game. The gameplay is buttery smooth and so tense. Then you have the diverse gameplay styles of each character, leading you to experiment and pick some favorites. It just never got old playing through all these stages. I will say the campaign is a bit on the short side, probably around 2 to 3 hours tops, though most of the game is about replaying the stages over and over again to reach that top score. Then there's the extra little modes like boss rush and the drive modes that will help increase your playtime. I still wish we got a few more cutscenes of our characters interacting, since it does feel like we could have gotten some more fun out of them. Also, let's not forget the lack of online co-op, which makes me pretty bummed out. This game may be an assault to your senses, but it's definitely worth a play. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on this game, and for gamer's sake, keep gaming.